And welcome to JoyNews Today. We're live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, across all our social media handles. We're JoyNews on TV. Coming up, Organised Labour calls off strike to protest sale of Senate hotels to Rock City Hotel. We're live on the grounds for further details. Also in this bulletin, 17 people murdered in war in the last 3 years. We got the latest one involving a man murdered and left behind in this bulletin. Also in this bulletin, Ghana Health Service worried about the outbreak of dengue fever in the eastern region. Stay for details. Let's take you live to the ministries because Organised Labour, after a crunch meeting earlier today, has decided to call off their strike action, protesting the sale of 60% stake in 4 hotels owned by Senate to Rock City Hotel. Let's listen in.
Organised Labour Group's leadership, members in the Nasi, Ewa Odra, Omode, Adani, the Achre, Yaho, and Ghana phone. Solidarity forever. Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think press, you don't have questions. Are you sure you have questions? So 2. Who is the first to shoot? Eddie Baye Michael. So before your question, what we are saying is that we are giving SNIT 1 month to address all issues relating to our pensions. And let's state this, that this animal farm style of governance must give way to scientific thinking. Thank you.
My name is Uma Abdullahi from Ghana Television.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the MP for Northern, Mr. Producer Ablakwa, called for the creation of the boards of both SNIT and NPRA, and then the determination of appointment of their executive head. I heard your address. I didn't hear anything about it. Does it mean that leadership of Organised Labour do not share his views? If it does, what are you going to do about it?
Well, you are saying it. We are not privy to this information. But what you've stated here is that we are giving SNIT 1 month to address all issues relating to our pensions, and that's what we stand by.
My name is Obed. I report for GH1 TV and Star FM. So there are concerns that your representatives on the SNIT board should also be reformed. What do you make of it as leadership?
Representative from who? We are the workers here, and
Labour.
they are our members on the board. We have not stated anything. So who are you listening to? Are you not the people who put them there? So listen to what we are saying. We are saying we are giving SNIT 1 month to address all issues relating to our pensions, or else we advise ourselves. And we stand by it. Anymore.
The Executive Secretary of CLOCSAC, Isaac Bampoado, there addressing the media. The update is that the whole labor strike action has been called off as Senate has abrogated that contract which they raised concerns about, and also Rock City Hotel has also terminated or withdrawn their bid to buy 60% stake in 4 hotels owned by Senate. Now let's take you to Kumasi, where patients seeking OPD services at the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital are left stranded due to the ongoing nationwide strike initiated by Organised Labour. We're live on the ground now to speak to our colleague, Nana Boachi Yadum.
The Trade Union Congress is really biting hard here at the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital. Some of these patients who are seeking outpatient department services are stranded. They are left desperate. Many of them who traveled afar to seek these services would have to wait for some time. The nurses are taking their vitals, but then doctors are currently not here or not available to attend to these patients. So the first point of call would be to attend or would be to see a nurse, but then to get to speak to your doctor would become a very big problem for these patients who are here at the OPD center of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. We've engaged with the nurses. They tell us that, well, they are taking the vitals, but then doctors are not here to attend to these patients. We've spoken to a couple of them, but then let's get interactive with this man here. He was here around 7 o'clock when I engaged him earlier, and he was sharing his sentiments with me. He tells me his frustration. I mean, what time did you come here?
I came around 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
And what has been the situation? Have they attended to you or anything whatsoever?
The patient I came with, they've taken our vitals, but they are saying there's no doctor to attend to. So we are still waiting whether the doctors will come and attend to us. Normally, it shouldn't be like that. Normally, by 9, the doctors should be around and be taking care of us. But since this morning around 8, we've not seen any doctor coming to take care of us.
You've not seen any doctor coming to take care of you, and that is because they tell us that they are on strike. What is your condition?
Oh, for now, I can't tell anything, but I may be insinuating that it may be due to those hotel issues and those net issues. So that's what I'm insinuating.
But then, considering the fact that they are on strike, would you be able to stay a while stronger for some time before they return?
Yeah, we don't have any option than to wait and see what happens next. So we are still waiting.
So what would you say to the doctors?
We are pleading that they should consider us because a certain patient was was here, and it's so bad. The patient has to, she just fell unconscious and nobody was to attend to her so quickly. Then they has to rush her to the emergency ward. So we are pleading that they should please consider us, we the patients, and come and take care of us for us.
Thank you very much. And he happens to be a patient. He's coming to seek OPD service here at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. As I said earlier, many of these patients are here. They are stranded. They are desperate. They want the nurses or even the doctors to attend to them. Some of them are in critical condition. We would not be able to go beyond where we are right now because they would not want to show. They would not want their face to be shown on TV. But then when we spoke to them, they tell us that they are in critical condition and then they need the nurses and then the doctors especially to attend to them. Let's get to this woman here because she tells me that she has also been here for a very long time. Mame, oba ha brebe?
Me ba 6:30.
6:30. Say eden o makachre o.
Obi anka hwe bibi ankoso. Eno ansa o mo hwe nsa. Obi sansa next for no nka hwe. Om se empanyifo na ba ombe banso. Obi ama na yeda sote ya. Enti ye hwe won
minim say obeshaya obesraya resawa hanum say na o situation no say doctors an hwe wa ho be den ana
e be den pa me be ye operation minya problem na ya treat me afa na chese me ho sisi me ho so kakra na mama makoye lab me di aba ebe nanka doctor ahwe results na wo hu de enro obetwura ma me na makonom nsese mi kofie minim de be ye me ma ye worried pa na meti ha
sisi a wo ka say why you worried then I'll be catch a doctor say more striking.
Yes, one say omuntie patients yesufre no mmehwe na abanso hu omobo na de omuhia na omunye ma won na yeso ye ho ntoyen eno ana yeso ye twetwe.
Yeah, that's it. And so she's also a patient. She tells us that she came here earlier, but then the doctors are not around to attend to her. The nurses took her vitals, but then they've not referred her to a doctor yet. She's pleading with the doctors to call off the strike, and even TUC to call off the strike so that these doctors can come to work and attend to her. She tells me that her condition is very critical, and then if she's not attended to, it could get worse, and she is very, very worried. There's this gentleman here who also came earlier. When I engaged him, he tells me that he's in a very critical condition and he needs urgent medical attention. But let's hear from him. Oba ha time bay?
6.
6. Oba eden o makacho o mashe o anase bibia.
Okay, my mama me card. It's a bon levy. Yeah, about.
My card. Say a boy 11 now.
A boy 11.
So no, say Omon Shell.
You see, Omon Shell, me try coupons a boy 11.
Omon Shell, me assure say, all situation they would attend to you. So he says that when he came earlier, he engaged with the nurses here. They took his vitals. They told him that he should wait for some time because his condition is very critical. He should wait for some time. They would attend to him. And that's the situation here at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. The woman we spoke to earlier, she has just taken her bag. I would want the camera to just show that to you. She has just taken her bag and then she's leaving. She says that she cannot wait anymore because her situation is critical. She's going to seek medical care at a private hospital. That's what she says. Let me get to this woman here. Mame, Oshadi Ekosona, who said na doctors in a bit me aya, a bit me abuamo.
Yeah, doctors in a beya, a beboy and say, Omunshaye. Ya baha almost 4. Yeah, that's what he has said, Dr. Bien Hoshedipa. I didn't know what's a bassa. Ya two market you also so young 2 man money are buying. More money are buying, no domu and yet patient you. Na doctor was a bin yajma. Doctor Bako betna table bako or tosa. Or yeah, na you say oh shady pa. And one betna table no says. Or be a fan bag or be a fan bag. I don't know so muyasa.
My colleague Nana Boachi Adam engaged in some stranded patients at CAF. They've been registering their displeasure, but good news is that there's an update. Organised Labour has called off their industrial action, and I'm sure the doctors will return to work tomorrow. Earlier on News Desk, former Trades Minister Dr. Ekospio Gabra and a former member on SNIT's board, David Ofori Echampong, shared divergent views on the action by SNIT board.
And what happens is that often board members are selected in an arbitrary manner. The whole selection process of many boards is not transparent, and so not apart from institutional representation. And even institutional representation, if an organization is asked to nominate somebody to sit on a board, they don't necessarily nominate the most qualified and most suitable, most appropriate person to sit on that board. There's all kinds of funny influences that take place. So you can find a board that is highly mismatched in terms of the skill set and the ethical standards of the individuals on the board. The problem with Ghana is that most of the people who take a public appointment are not principled. They are not ethically correct. When the president says that people who are in his government to make money, to look for something else to do, it was just simply, not a serious statement. People found it to be a joke. Because soon after that, even at that very Senate board, the son of a prominent politician is the CEO or Director General. How he got into that place in the first place with his brother also getting another public appointment at the same time. And then the father of those 2 children went and declared somewhere that there are no jobs available for university graduates. So they should look to the private sector. Meantime, he's getting children into the public sector. So all those ridiculous things are being seen by Ghanaians. Ghanaians see all these things. They hear them, they read them, and they are eternally patient. But it gets to a point where patience runs out. And then we don't want to get to the Kenyan level, but in Kenya, the entire government of Kenya has had to be dismissed. But
if we take a look at the accounts of Rich Royal from Keku, in 2016, their turnover, the whole year turnover, was 429,188. After everything, they declared a net profit loss of 3,015,941. 2017, their turnover was 4,179,993 Ghana cedis. They declared a loss of 7,957,991,000. My sister, we represent the interests of workers on the board. Government is supposed to pay a certain amount of money every month to SNIT. If you go through the records of SNIT, year-on-year basis, you will see the level of default of previous government's commitment of paying workers' contributions to. Then you set up institutions of this nature. I just given you just a few of them. And they are making losses. And you sit on the board. And you receive requests from them, sometimes asking you to inject capital, additional capital, for the purchase of air conditions, for the purchase of generators, for even paying net contributions of workers of those institutions, unable to pay GRA. If it is your private company, would you allow this thing to happen? Especially for those of us who are from organized labor, who are looking at the returns on investment that must improve the quality of life of workers after they are retired.
Moving on, Member of Parliament for West Central, Dr. Rashid Pelpo, says his outfit will investigate the murder of a man found dead with his throat cut at the back of a trailer loaded with thousands of tons of salt that he accompanied to Wa. The death of Richard Opoku has left residents of Dobili, a suburb of Wa in the Upper West region, in shock. This brings to 17 the number of persons killed in Wa in the last 3 years. Dr. Pelpo spoke on the AM show.
Yes. Yesterday, I was called by a group of young people who said they tracked down some people who they didn't know. They were unable to speak our local language. They couldn't speak English. And they were in some school block, and they got them. And they told me they called the police several times, and for nearly 2 hours, nobody came there. So they called me to see if I could get the police to come. I called the police, and they went there. Now, what it is that I will do is to ask the people to do what they can. If the police is not doing what they should be doing, and the people begin to act the way they should act to get them in a manner that they think is the right thing, I don't know whether that is going to help, but very likely it's going to destroy more than we imagine. So I will urge the security to step up its duty and responsibility to introduce more sophistication in the search for the people, to go more, deeper into what they are doing, and to come out with concrete results. Because when the people go out to take the law by themselves into their own hands, then you can't control them.
Right.
I mean, it's painful that you see these things happening and you don't see the people. You don't see the people.
The Ghana Health Service is asking Ghanaians to wear full-sleeve clothes and dresses to cover their limbs and also avoid mosquito bites in a bid to curb the spread of dengue fever. Now, this comes after the National Surveillance System identified unusual clinical malaria cases in several districts that did not respond to standard anti-malaria treatments. Now, we'll be speaking to Dr. Franklin Asiedu, who's Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service shortly. But first, let's look at some of the symptoms you need to look out for. It's coming on your screen shortly. Now, this is a breakdown of the cases so far. The Ghana Health Service says so far 9 cases have been confirmed. Now, let's look at the global overview. In 2023, 6.5 million cases were recorded in 2023 alone, and out of that, 7,300 deaths. That's according to the Ghana Health Service. Now, what is dengue fever? It is a viral infection that spreads from mosquitoes to people. It is more common in tropical and subtropical climates. Now, it is transmitted to humans through bites of infected female mosquitoes, primarily the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Now, most people who get dengue fever do not have common symptoms, but for those who have symptoms, most of the common symptoms you could look out for would be high fever, headaches, body aches. You could feel a little bit nausea, and you could get rashes in certain parts of your body. Unfortunately, there are no specific treatments for dengue fever. The focus is on treating the many symptoms that may come out as a result of getting the infection. So most cases of dengue fever can be treated at home with pain medication, that is like a painkiller and what have not. Now let's go on the phone lines now and speak to the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. He's better placed to tell us what to look out for as we ensure that we do not contract this flu.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Dr. Franklin?
Yes.
Thank you for your time here on JoyNews Today. Let's start by what are the preventive measures? What can I do to stay safe?
Okay. So, dengue, I think as you said in the background, there's no definitive treatment for it. So, the main thing is about how to prevent you from getting the disease. And it's about making sure that you prevent the mosquito bites. So here, the dengue vector is Aedes. That one bites in the day, unlike Anopheles that bites in the night. So in that case, particularly these areas that we have the disease, we've advised them to make sure that they are wearing long sleeves, trousers, if possible socks, so that they prevent this bite. And we're also asking them to be in the net if possible. And then the idea is to make sure that we minimize the obstacles for breeding of mosquitoes. So we make sure that if you have any water around your houses or bushes, we try to clear them. That will minimize the breeding of mosquitoes. Basically, those are the preventive measures. And one of the things that we try to do based when we communicated was to do two things. One is to make sure that clinicians look beyond malaria when somebody has a fever, so that you don't always think it's malaria when there's a fever. The other issue is that the population, to minimize or to cut off self-medication. You know, when people have a fever in Ghana, they think it's malaria. They are saying no. That's what we want to stop when we send out those communications.
Now, you have identified cases in the eastern region. So far, have you reported cases in other parts of the country?
Yeah, so if you look at the preventive complaints, there are some possible cases in central region. We are yet to get the final results, but it's likely we'll also get some cases. But I think that's what you want to communicate. It's not about the numbers. It's about two things. One, being able to stay away from self-medication, and two, the clinicians to look beyond malaria when there's a fever. So it's not the numbers per se. Let's be clear that when you have a fever, go to a hospital and then to be sure that it's not malaria or it's not dengue. That's what we want to communicate. There may be no more cases coming, but the issue is that when you report early, there will be no fatality.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin Asidi, for your time here on JoyNews Today. Now let's do some other stories. The curtains may have closed on the week-long basic education certificate examination, but in Ghana, some students, their stories stand out. This one student, her name is Matilda. Her story is tinged on resilience and a determination for a young girl who dreams of becoming a lawyer, faced with unimaginable tragedy when her home was engulfed in flames during a power outage. She was left with severe burns just 1 month before her scheduled exams. Jacqueline Ansmayebwa has more in this report.
On the night of 7 July 2023, frequent power outages turned tragic for Matilda and her family. The fire that broke out in the home inflicted severe burns on Matilda, forcing her to delay her BECE and stay back home to heal and recover. Despite her courageous attempt to sit for the exams the following year, Matilda struggled with the new curriculum.
Yeah, I felt a lot of challenges because the books are different from the one I learned last year. So I felt a lot of challenge, but I did my best to write what I can.
Matilda's elder sister, who now shelters both Matilda and her mother, recounted the harrowing incident.
It happened as a result of the light out and lighting. It was just going out and coming in, so that's what caused it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what did you, when you came back, what did you hear? You said you don't stay with them, but then you you came to find out what happened?
Yeah, I was called. So when I came, the room was already burning. So they were in there. My two sisters, the two of them were in there unconscious. The room was burning. We couldn't off the fire. People were helping, but nothing, like we couldn't do anything. We were just helping. And that's all. We called the fire service and they were not in. So we had to use our method, using sand, water and things. That's all.
And during that time too, where was Matilda?
She was in the fire with our little sister.
Where is your little sister now?
We lost her.
Oh, sorry about your loss.
Survive it, yeah.
That's sad. And after that, has there been, what medical procedures has Matilda been through?
She has been in Ridge Hospital for 3 months after that very night, 7th July of last year. So she was hospitalized.
The scars, both physical and emotional, have left a profound impact on Matilda's young life.
What are some of the challenges you faced so far in the last 1 year as a result of this?
Skin, like wounds. I have wounds on my body, and psychologically it has affected me. I thank God for everything.
In addition to academic challenges, Matilda faces a daunting financial hurdle. The cost of her surgery is beyond what her family can afford, and she is now appealing for help to cover these expenses.
I also have health issues that I have to face.
What are those health issues? If possible, if you could share with us, that's if we're okay.
The wounds will need surgeries, but we are not stable financially to do it. That's why. So
you have to do surgery.
Yeah.
Are you able to walk properly?
Yeah.
That's why you are with us.
Yes.
So without these, you can't walk. Okay. So how are your parents coping now with the situation?
Yeah, it's been hard, but we are grateful to God for being with us. Yeah.
When is the surgery supposed to?
No, they are demanding a huge amount of money before they will do it for us, but we are not able to afford it. That's why we are still waiting.
How much?
They said 20,000. That's when they said 20,000. We are still waiting. So if God willing, then we get the money, we'll do it.
As she bravely faces each day, she holds on to her dreams, hoping for a chance to heal and continue her journey towards becoming a lawyer. For Joy News, I am Jacqueline Ansma Yeboah.
Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And always pray. Pray before you do anything. Yeah.
Well, there is a newfound hope for a 17-year-old physically challenged teenager who dropped out of school after falling off the stairs and breaking his hand. The incident forced him out of the classroom, dashing his hopes of becoming an artist and a car designer. Jeremiah is today returning to the classroom thanks to Center for Disability Entrepreneurship and Public Policy for securing him a scholarship. There's more in this report by Irene Adobia.
I want to also go back to school because I want to improve my dreams and becoming an artist and a car designer. I really want to be a car designer because I love cars.
Jeremiah's dreams of becoming an artist and a car designer has been rekindled. 3 years ago, he slipped and broke his hands in school, forcing him to drop out. Today, he makes a return to the classroom to pursue his dreams. Thanks to the Center for Disability Entrepreneurship and Public Policy, Jeremiah was awarded a full scholarship at the Isustem Robotic Academy. As he journeys to school for the first time, Jeremiah is confident of turning the lemons life has thrown at him into lemonades.
I feel very happy. When I hear that I'm coming to this place, I was very nervous and I was thinking that I'm going to be rejected. But when I came here, I saw how they welcome me with open hands and I can say that Some things I don't know, I will know here. I will learn it here. Expect the best. I will try my best to do well in studies and all. You JoyNews has really done a lot of things for me, and I am really grateful. Because of that, I will not disappoint you. Thank you very much. It's like I'm already in my dream already.
Nyamanyale magblue. Nyamanyale magblue. Egba nyamanyale kolelenya. Nyamanya bogbon budem. Nyai kuma gbon be ma hune yira me. Ye ma hune yira do pa ha. Ba le yo khomide ma. Mi akpo jijeje nwison. Akbana mashiam.
Founder of the Center for Disability Entrepreneurship and Public Policy, Andrew Okaikwe, reiterated his commitment to ensuring that Jeremiah realizes his innate potential.
I believe Jeremiah will go places. We are going to be with him through thick and thin. We are not expecting anything thick or anything thick, but we want a smooth journey, and we'll be with him at all levels, and I believe he will excel. I've seen the little that I've seen here is very impressive, and I believe Jeremiah will go a long way.
Founder of Isustem Robotic Academy, David Esubedu-Boateng, indicated the school is disability friendly and is well equipped to assist Jeremiah in achieving his goals.
I was very, very impressed about his creativity that he's already doing, and I believe that with Coach Ray doing a very good mentoring with him, he will definitely be able to realize his dreams. And we are opening our doors for Jeremiah. We're currently giving him more like an indefinite scholarship. But we just wanted to track 1 year. That's why we made the letter a year. But it's more like an indefinite scholarship.
Jeremiah's coach, Raymond Intri, promised to train and support him in the realization of his goals.
I have seen and watched his video, and I was proud and very happy to know he has the passion for the art already. I am actually inspired by him, so I would like to say anyone in his situation can use him as an example. You go for what you want. Like they always say, disability is not inability. So I would actually clap for him for taking the initiative. Yeah.
The center is grateful to all persons who in diverse ways supported in getting Jeremiah back to the classroom.
I'm so happy, and it's a joyous moment for myself and my team. At Center for Disability Entrepreneurship and Public Policy, we'd say a big thank you to Joy Learning for discovering Jeremiah. We are so grateful to our System Robotics.
When dreams seem out of reach, hope and perseverance can bring them back into focus with the right support. It is the prayer and hope of many to see Jeremiah achieve his fullest potential and to also give meaning to the adage that disability is indeed not an inability. Irene Adubias reports for Joy Learning.
Watching JoyNews Today. We're taking a quick breather. We'll be back with business, sports, and showbiz. Do stay tuned in.
Welcome to Business on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Some stakeholders within the hospitality industry are concerned about the impact of the free fall of the cedi against other foreign currencies in recent times. According to the general manager of La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Anthony Gansab, this is negatively affecting operations. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the hotel's new conference center called the Palm Convention Center in Accra.
The cedi continued to lose ground to major trading currencies on the back of persistent corporate demand. According to Mr. Anthony Gansa, the ever-rising taxes coupled with the volatility exchange rate are adversely affecting businesses. He said La Palm Beach Hotel is on track to attract more local and foreign investors.
You know, we engaged certain people who were just talking, and the idea came up that you know, we had the space to create a really large edifice that can cater to businesses that we're losing to other countries, not just in Europe, but even in Africa. There are other places that had bigger facilities, and so we were losing businesses to them. So we came back to the drawing board and thought that, you know what, we have the space and we have the capacity, so why not? So yes, so the dream then became, you know, a reality. We started working on it, and today, as you can all see, we've done it, and we've created something that is very unique in the market today, right now. Well, it is tough, but you know, we have to just work with it. Unfortunately, that's the situation, and that's what the market that we work in. And so we have to then obviously adjust ourselves whenever, as and when we need, and just try to keep ahead of the game. So.
The Palm Convention Center is a conference hall to serve as a venue for various events such as public shows, trade shows, conferences, and exhibitions.
The Global Executive Director for Solidaridad, Andre De Freitas, has called for special financing schemes to support farmers in oil palm production. He noted that with the right support, farmers can ensure best management practices, which will boost the production of small-scale palm oil production, improve quality, and promote sustainable environmental practices. He addressed the media after a tour of some artisanal palm oil production sites in Kede in the eastern region.
The use of traditional methods of palm oil production often involves crude equipment, unhealthy practices, and poor waste management. This results in dire health implications and environmental challenges. Mechanized methods in small-scale palm oil processing not only reduce processing time, but also improve yield and ensure healthy and quality production. Under the National Initiative for Sustainable Climate-Smart Oil Palm Smallholders, Solidaridad developed an innovative solution to improve small-scale palm oil processing. The innovation has improved working conditions by reducing smoke and implementing better waste management practices. Here is Andre De Freitas, Solidaridad's Global Executive Director.
The traditional process of producing palm oil are very inefficient. So they produce a lot of smoke, they produce health hazards. There's a lot of women that are exposed to all the smoke and poor working conditions. And the yield that you get from the palm oil is a lot lower. So there's less economic benefit as well. So by investing in better processing facilities, we get better yield from the oil. So we go from 12% to 20%. And we improve significantly the quality of the oil and the working conditions. So women will no longer be exposed to these very smoky, dangerous conditions that they were before.
He noted that with the right financial support, farmers can ensure best management practices.
A lot of the palm oil farms have very low productivity. So if you invest in best management practices, BMPs, you can raise significantly the production of palm oil and get to maybe 20 tons a hectare of fruit. So that's one key benefit that you have. I think if you look at these type of mills, also support from in terms of finances and loans, and I think it's important to have a financing mechanism that helps producers to invest.
Yao Ewusi Entry, the owner of Joe Farms, one of the beneficiaries of the innovation, explained the socio-economic benefits of the mechanized mill.
In the manual, we aggregate the fruits before we process. So in a day, we can on the 10th day, we can have like 20 to 30 drums, which is in liters. Each drum is 250 liters. But here we get about 10 drums in a day. Usually when we start early in the morning, like say 4 o'clock in the morning, and by 6 p.m. when we are closed, at least we can have like 10 drums, which is times 250 liters.
That'll be all for business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki. We have more news for you after this break. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. Now to our first story. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, is poised to designate High Life as Ghana's intangible heritage this year. Now, the Secretary General of the Ghana Commission for UNESCO, Amasewa Nekwe Tete, announced that after years of deliberation, High Life will be acknowledged by the international body as a uniquely Ghanaian creation.
Ghana's creative industry gathered for a momentous celebration. The 25th Telecel Ghana Music Awards industry mixer saw luminaries of the music scene come together. But the biggest news was the announcement from UNESCO. According to the Secretary General of the Ghana Commission for UNESCO, Amasewa Nekwe Tete, High Life music will finally be recognized as a product of Ghanaian origin by the international organization.
This is quite significant because this year at UNESCO we are listing High Life.
Okay.
Oh yes, as an original product of Ghana.
Please tell, as an original product of Ghana, please. The last time I saw a documentary on High Life, it was focused on Nigeria and different parts of West Africa.
No, we have put in the application and we haven't heard anyone else claiming that it originated from their country. We know the history.
Okay.
And so we are finalizing that. And so with Ghana's name fully cemented as the originators of High Life, I know this is not only a High Life museum, but then it further gives people who want to study High Life a place to come to learn this. It also puts Ghana...
Well, reigning new artist of the year, King Paluta, wowed the crowd at the 2024 Ghana Party in the Park Festival in the UK, turning the event into a royal celebration of Ghanaian music and culture.
This weekend, the 19th edition of the Ghana Party in the Park Festival brought a taste of Ghana to the UK. Organized by Akwaba UK, the festival has been a staple for almost 2 decades, showcasing the best of Ghanaian music, food and culture to thousands of attendees. King Paluta, the new artist of the year, stole the show as one of the headline acts. His performance was electrifying, leaving the crowd ecstatic. He debuted his hit single Makoma, which has been topping music charts and streaming platforms this past week. But King Paluta wasn't the only star of the show. The festival also featured thrilling performances from Kiddy, Wendy Shea, Olive the Boy, Lastmate, and many more. DWP Academy dancers showcase Ghanaian culture with their vibrant and energetic routines. The Ghana Party in the Park Festival continues to be a major event for Ghanaians in the UK, bringing the community together and celebrating the rich cultural heritage of Ghana.
For the Showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. Over to you, Faustina.
Jacqueline, for bringing us Showbiz. I'm looking forward to the outcome of that deliberation UNESCO, because indeed we deserve the accolade. We brought High Life into the scene. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Savo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs.